Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today we're going to have some canned chickpeas, canned tomatoes and rice, truly some of the most basic pantry staples out there, and create a super delicious recipe. We're talking one pot tomato, chickpeas, and rice. And let me tell you, just because this dish uses simple ingredients, it doesn't mean it lacks in flavors. In fact, it is the complete opposite, as it has layer upon layer of so many amazing textures and flavors. It's easy to make, and the best part, done in about 40 minutes. Folks, this is the perfect dish for any time of the year, but it's extra special during those busy days as it comes together in a jiffy. All right, let's just jump right into this. I'm going to heat a large fry pan with a medium heat and add in 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 45 milliliters. Make sure you use the good stuff here, as this is what truly makes a difference. Make sure you get the Spanish one I'm using in the description box below. While the oil is heating, I'm going to finely chop 1 medium-sized yellow onion and roughly chop 6 cloves of garlic. And if you prefer, you can chop the ingredients before heating the pan. Then we'll add the chopped ingredients into the hot fry pan. And we'll mix them around, that way they're all coated in the olive oil. And as you know, I like to mix this around continuously, that way everything evenly sautés. After about 4 minutes, and the onions are slightly translucent, and that garlic is nice and fragrant, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 2.5 grams. And 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper, which is a little over 1/2 gram. This ingredient is optional, but I tell you, it adds a beautiful slightly spicy kick. And we'll give it a quick mix. And like I've told you in the past, when you're working with paprika in a hot pan, you want to mix it in there quickly, otherwise it can easily get a bitter flavor. Then we'll add in a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, which is 425 grams. And season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it a mix until it's well mixed together, and then simmer it for a few minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to drain 1 jar of cooked chickpeas into a fine sieve. This is the same thing as the canned ones. And rinse the chickpeas under some water. The size of the jar that I'm using is 295 grams, which is about 11 ounces. After simmering the canned tomatoes for about 4 minutes, you can see the juices have slightly reduced. We'll add in the rinsed chickpeas and 3.5 cups of vegetable broth, which is 840 milliliters. You can also use chicken broth here, or even water if you like. Just make sure to season accordingly if you're using water. Either way, link on how to make my homemade veggie broth in the description box below. And we'll turn it up to a high heat and give it a gentle mix. While the broth is heating, let's start prepping the rice. I'm going to measure out 1 cup of rice, which is 190 grams. I'm using Spanish short grain rice, which is the one that's typically used to make paella, very similar to arborio. Of course, you can use any rice you like here. Just make sure to check the package instructions. That way you get your liquid to rice ratios and your cooking times right on the money. And I also tell you, you do want to add in an extra 1/2 cup of liquid, which is 120 milliliters, than what the rice package states, as it gives this dish a slightly creamy texture. Once the broth comes to a boil, we'll add in the rice. And we'll give it a mix, that way everything's evenly distributed. And then we'll place the lid on the pan and lower the fire to a low heat. And we're going to simmer this for about 18 minutes until the rice is just cooked through. Once again, important to check the package instructions in the rice you're using. That way you get your cooking times right on the money. After simmering the rice for about 18 minutes, which in my case, it's just cooked through, this is ready to go. I'm going to remove the lid and turn off the heat. Then we'll add in 1/4 cup of grated cheese over the rice, which is 30 grams. I'm using a Spanish manchego, but you can use whatever cheese you like. You can veganize this recipe by omitting the cheese and adding just a sprinkle of nutritional yeast. And we'll give it 1 final mix until it's well mixed together. And you can serve this directly out of the pan or transfer into dishes. Either way, check it out. Our 1 pot tomato, chickpeas, and rice is done. Easy to make, the simplest ingredients, and all done in about 40 minutes. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Once again, folks, 1 pot tomato, chickpeas, and rice. That's another tongue twister for me. 1 pot tomato, chickpeas, and rice. Either way, I am so excited to try this. However, it is piping hot. Moment of truth, here we go. That right there is truly right on the money. It's got so many great flavors. But for me, the real winners, we got the most basic ingredients and we got so much goodness out of this dish. Easy to make, heart healthy, give it a try at home. Next to a crunchy baguette, garden salad, and of course a bottle of Spanish wine, you have yourself a fabulous meal. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.